Hi, this is Munson from Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you could strum through an old Fleetwood Mac song called Big Love. And we're going to kind of talk about the album recording as opposed to the virtuosic Big Love on the Dance album. But if you start on the D string, we're going to start with the opening lick. We're going to do the D string as a hammer on the second fret, and then play second fret on the G string. And then we're going to do that again. We're going to play open D, and kind of do a hammer on the second fret, and then second fret on the G. And then you really just kind of repeat that. So we got open D to second, hammer on, second fret on the G, open D, second fret. But the chords that kind of back that up, and we'll talk about how you can capo it to be in the right key, depending on which version you're trying to follow too. But it starts on an A minor chord, and when we play A minor, first finger is going to go to the B string on the first fret, second finger is going to go to the D on the second fret, and the third finger is going to go to the G string on the second fret. If you strum all those together, that makes an A minor chord that sounds really, really sad. And then from A minor, we're going to be going to a G major chord. And the way you play G major, first finger is going to go to the A on the second fret, second finger is going to go low E on the third fret, and the third finger is going to go to the skinny E on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that makes a G major chord and it sounds really, really happy. And then from G major, we're going to be going to an F major chord. Now if you know the bar F major, you take your first finger and kind of put them across the entire first fret. Second finger is going to go to the G string on the second fret. Third finger is going to go to the A string on the third fret, and the pinky is going to go to the D string on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that makes an F major chord that sounds really, really happy. But a lot of times if you're going for ease of play, or if you're just starting out and bar chords are difficult, a good substitute for that chord is something called F major 7. And the way you play F major 7, first finger is going to go on the B on the first fret, second finger is going to go to the G on the second fret, and the third finger is going to go to the D on the third fret. And if you strum just the top 4 strings, just D, G, B, and E, that'll get you your clearest sound with that, and that's called F major 7. So that's a good substitute for the F major chord. And then from there we go into an E minor chord. And when we play E minor, first finger is going to go to the A string on the second fret, second finger is going to go to the D on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that makes an E minor and it sounds really, really sad. And that's basically our intro progression, but it's also our verse progression. So we got kind of A minor, G major, F major, E minor, A minor, G major, F major, E minor. But a lot of times with a song like this, to make it a little bit more interesting, I like adding what I call a strum pattern to it. And one of my favorite 4/4 strum patterns is a down, down, up, up, down, up. So if you just took the A minor and just tried that a lot to get used to it, you have down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So you want to do that a lot to get your right hand used to it. But then we tried that through our intro. We'd have the A minor, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, F, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, F, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, up. And then after the intro, then we'd be on our verse part doing that same thing. We'd have A minor, down, down, G, down, down, up, down, F, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, 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 A minor, down, 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 G, down, 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 F major, down, 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 E minor, down, down, down. But then when we get to our chorus part, then we're kind of be half in that strum pattern between two chords. So we're going to kind of take the F and just do just the down, down, up. So the down, down, up. And then we're going to take the G and do that same thing. Down, down, up. And then we're going to take the A minor and do that kind of half on A minor. And then we're going to go back to the G and kind of half the G. So that's a little weird on that chorus part. And there are other ways you could do this too. But especially if you're starting out, this can be a really good way to start with it, is doing the F down, down, up, G, down, up, A minor, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, F, down, down, G, down, down, up, A minor, down, down, G, down, down, up, F, down, down, G, down, down, A minor, down, down, G, down, down, up, F, down, down, G, down, down. And at the end, you've got an A minor with the whole strum pattern. Down, down, up, down, up. Now another way you can kind of half that to make it even more interesting is to take that down, down, up, and then half it between the two chords instead of just halving just doing the down, down, up, you could do the down, down, up on the F, but then go to the G for the up, down, up of the down, down, up, down strum pattern. So if you're going to try that through it, you'd have the F with the down, down, up, G, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, G, up, down, F, down, down, up, G, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, G, up, down, F, down, down, up, G, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, G, up, down, F, down, down, up, G, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, down, up. And basically our songs, you're just going to be taking those things and kind of you know, going back and forth between our verse or our chorus. One weird thing is, like, on the album recording, it sounds slightly out of tune, but it's very close to being Capo on 5th fret. So instead of starting on an A minor chord, they're starting on a D minor chord. So to play along with the recording on the album, you want to take the Capo, and if you put the Capo on 5th fret, then now your A minor is really a D minor, your G major is really a C major, your F is really a B flat major, and your E minor is really an A minor. So just to try your verse that way, you'd have A minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, F, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, 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 A minor, down, 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 G, down, 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 F, down, 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 E minor, down, down, But on your chorus, we're kind of halving those chords. I'm going to take the down, down, up, down, up, and kind of split it between them. So you have the F, down, down, up, G, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, G, up, down, F, down, down, up, G, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, G, up, down, F, down, down, up, G, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, G, up, down, F, down, down, up, G, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, down, up. And then you kind of be repeating that back to the verse, and then the solo is basically your chorus. And then the intro kind of comes back too, and you could even kick that off with that opening that we were talking about. But the weird thing is, on the dance, it's slightly more in tune. But Lindsey Buckingham is actually kind of capoing on 4th fret instead of 5th fret. So now his A minor is really a C sharp minor, and his G major is really a B major. The F major is really an A major. And the E minor is really a G sharp minor. So just to try it that way, you'd have your verse down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, F, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, F, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, and then we have our chorus. So then we got our F, down, up, G, A minor, down, down, up, G, up, down, F, down, down, G, up, down, A minor, down, down, up, G, up, down, F, down, down, up, G, up, down, A minor, down, up, G, up, down, F, down, down, up, G, up, down, A minor, down. Now there are some really cool licks, awesome licks, in that particular version, in the dance version of that. And actually, there's one lick that's really, really cool. That's kind of the breakdown. Where what is the I wake up, that part. All right, and that lick actually isn't so bad. And if we're doing the Capo 4 like he's doing in the dance, we go up and count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets, and then we go to 5th fret on the G string, and then we have what would have been 7th fret on the D string. And there's a cool arpeggio, and what an arpeggio is where you take a shape and you're kind of breaking it up. It's a broken chord. And so he's kind of going D string, B string, and then G string, and then high E string with that shape. So we're kind of going D, B, G, E, D, B, G, E, while I'm holding down what would have been 5th fret and 7th fret on the guitar, but really I'm on 9 and 11. So I'm going 7, 0, 5, 7, 0, 5, 7, 0, 5, 7, 0, 5. And then from there he goes down to what would have been 4th fret and 5th fret. First finger's on the G on the 4, 2's on the D string on the 5th, or what would have been the 5th. I'm really on 8 and 9. And then you do that same arpeggio. So we got the D, B, G, E, D, B, G, E, D, B, G, E, D, B, G, E. And then you take that shape and kind of slide it down 2 frets. and now you're on 2nd fret on the G, or what would have been 2nd fret on the G, and 3rd fret on the D string, and you can do that same arpeggio where you got D, B, G, D, B, G, D, B, G, D, B, G, and then you go back to the 4th fret, 5th fret one. So you got 7 and 5, and then 4 and 5. Almost implying like an A minor, G, F, G progression. So the A minor, G, F, G. But on the studio recording, it really just kind of keeps on going to the E minor and just keeps that part going on that. So it's just like a verse in the studio recording. But then there's also a really cool thing at the very, very end when he does the breakdown on the dance recording. And it starts with an F and you just do it down on it and kind of kill it. And then we go to an E major chord. And when you play E major, first finger is going to go G string on the 1st fret. Second finger is going to go A on the 2nd fret. And 3rd finger goes on the D string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that makes an E major chord instead of a minor chord. So he's kind of doing a down on the F. And then you go to E major and go down, up, down, up, down, up. And then we're going to go to an A minor chord and do it down. So you got F, E major, down, 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 A minor. But then it sounds like he's going to a D minor chord. And the way you play D minor, first finger goes to the high E on the 1st fret, second finger on the G string on the 2nd fret, third finger on the B string on the 3rd fret. And then if you just strum just the top 4 strings, that makes a D minor chord and it sounds really, really sad. And then it sounds like he's kind of repeating that idea but with the D minor. So you take the D minor and do the down, and then go to E major for the down, up, down, up, down, up. And then the A minor with the down, but then you go back to the F and kind of repeat all that again. So just to go over that whole thing, you got F with the down, kill it, and then E major with down, up, down, up, down, up, and then A minor with the down, and then A minor with down, up, down, up, down, up, and then D minor with the down, and then E major with the down, up, down, up, down, up, and then A minor with the down and kill it. So you got adjusted that a little bit, but anyway, I think that's kind of a cool way to do the outro too. But you really could just stay on the chorus progression, especially if you're following the album recording. It'd just be that F down, up, G up, down, up, A minor down, down, up, G up, down, up, F down, down, up, G up, down, A minor down, down, up, G up, down, F down, down, up, G up, down, A minor down, down, up, G up, down, F down, down, up, G up, down, A minor down. But that's some of the basics that you could use to kind of strum along with Big Love by Fleetwood Mac. So good luck!